And we're back. You're watching Sports Federation TV. Now, boxing dates back as 4000 BC, with recordings of the sport in ancient Greece and ancient Africa. And it's grown in popularity over the years, with niches all over in all the different countries that just love the sport. And joining me right now is an administrator and two young athletes from the world of boxing. We have Advocate Kwababana, Sinateba Blom, and Sibongile Tiakolo. Welcome.
Thanks. Welcome.
Thank you for making time to come and share your stories with us. So, SANABO, would you like to tell us what SANABO is and what it's doing for the sport?
Okay. First of all, I actually take pleasure to come here for, I think it's my third time. However, SANABO is actually an acronym that means South African National Boxing Organization. It is actually a national federation that has about 9 provinces as affiliate members, and it's also an affiliate member of the International Boxing Association, which is known as AIBA. So what it does is actually to have certain programs that ensure that there's participation from ages of, let's say, 12 years upwards, up to 40 for that matter. So those programs are actually divided into 3, from your school ages to youth and juniors, as well as the elite. So what it does is actually to create a situation where boxers could actually participate and perform to the best of their abilities, even abroad.
You spoke of 3 levels. Are we talking beginner, amateur, and pro?
It's not necessarily beginner, amateur, and pro, but you know what? In our term, a 12-year-old to a 15-year-old might not necessarily be a beginner, because they might have already about 200 fights.
Right.
You see, so a beginner, it's actually, in terms of grading, we have different levels of grading. So they can actually also be within maybe your red, your greens, but the pro side is actually something else. Our pro at this point in time, we could say it's actually the elite, which starts from the age of 19 to 40. However, in terms of some of the programs for AIBA, which SANABO must also include on their program, is known as the APP, which is the AIBA Pro Boxing. We will have actually pro in future, hopefully.
Okay, I'd like us to delve a little bit more into that as we go along. Sinateba, how are you involved in the sport?
I'm a Western Cape champion. Yeah.
Sorry, say that a little bit louder.
Western Cape champion.
There we go.
I'm also a national champion, SANABO champion, 3 times in a row now. So that's how I'm involved now.
What's your stage name? You must have a stage name.
In my hood, where I come from, Danun, they call me Benga.
Banger.
Benga, yeah, body banger. And they also call me the special train, because most of the time I always win by TKOs and KOs. So that's why they call me the special train.
Okay, so everybody go to the noon and look for the banger or the drainer and start a fight with him. You'll win. And Sibongile, with you, how did you get involved in the sport?
I studied boxing in Kimberley. I am a Northern Cape champion. I was the only female boxer there. Then I moved this side this year. So this time I represent Western Cape. I'm also a SA champion. Currently I'm representing SANABO.
So originally from the Eastern Cape?
From Kimberley.
Kimberley. Kimberley is Northern Cape.
Northern Cape.
The Western Cape steal you. I'll say that's a yes. Eh? Okay. Well, you know, it's lovely to see a woman doing so well in the sport, and we'll also talk a little bit more about that as we go along. How many facilities are there in Cape Town, Western Cape, for people to go to clubhouses and get officially registered and participate?
Okay. The total for the whole of the Western Cape, we are sitting around about 52 registered clubs. Now, the reason why we can only be accountable to registered clubs is because they actually contact us. They are accountable to us. We also keep them accountable. However, there will be other clubs which might not be registered, but they still provide services of boxing. But we always advise to people that they must actually be in touch, or maybe in line, or maybe visit the clubs which are registered, because we can only be accountable for those clubs.
Absolutely. And then obviously the official colors and everything that goes along with that. For the both of you, at which point in your life did you decide that this is the sport that you want to pursue and develop in? Because, I mean, there's so many sports out there for young people.
Okay. First of all, let me make this clear, ma'am. I started boxing when I was 6 years old, all the way from Eastern Cape. Then I came to Cape Town. Then again in Cape Town, there were like different sports like soccer, cricket, and volleyball. But I fell in love with boxing, you know. At the age of 13, that's when, I mean, at the age of 9 years old, that's when I started to compete, ma'am, even today. So I would say the age of 9 years old, that's when I decided that, okay, this is my life. I mean, boxing is my life. I have to be a boxer for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Even though I still play soccer, but boxing is one of the sports that are close to my heart.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight, man.
Okay, I get that.
Love at first sight.
With you, I mean, you know, it's still quite a tough world for women. And being involved in a sport that's mostly associated with men, was that challenging for you?
That's the thing that made me to join boxing. I was born in Free State, in Ordendale Race. Then I moved to Kimberley 2013. When I got there, I saw a lot of females, they do music and they play netball. And I saw that I wanted to prove a point that females can also do boxing. And I started at school, Tetanya High School, whereby they took me to a club called Freedom Boxing Club. I started training, getting the techniques and all that. Within 4 months, they did select me to go and represent the province. That was really hard. But when I got to the national championship, I managed to come back with a silver, and that's the thing that made me to push. And my goal was to come with a gold the following year, and that's what I did.
And you weren't at any stage concerned about injury or anything like that? This was your passion, you're going for it, come what may?
That's it.
No, lovely. And I'm sure it's just such an amazing feeling of accomplishment to have the awards that you've got already in your short time that you've been involved in the sport. For the two of you, did the media play any part in you falling in love with the sport? I mean, it's highly publicized. There's movies, countless movies. I mean, in the 80s, it was huge. Rocky Balboa. I mean, who doesn't know float like a butterfly, sting like a bee? One of the most famous phrases in the world. Was there any influence, outside influence from family members or the community that also ushered you into the sport? Or was it a personal choice, just a personal conviction?
I would say media played a major role, you know, in us being boxers, you know, because as you've said that there were movies like Rocky, you know, we watched them. I mean, when we were growing up, you know, and you'd
He's
be like,
a hero.
Okay, one day I want to be like that person. I want to be a world champion, you know, and that's when we developed that love for boxing, and also the family. I mean, family members are also playing a major role in us being in love with boxing, you know, because they always motivate us, you know. Even the young ones, they will tell you, oh, I want to be like Senator Mablom, I want to be like
the drain,
you know, yeah. So,
the
yeah,
banger.
I mean, it's kind of a motivation to us, you know.
Yeah.
Some people are looking at us and they want to be like us at the end of the day.
Okay.
So it's quite, yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure it's pretty much the same for you as well. Hey, Advocate, you were recently named the Vice President of SANABO. Is it the Vice President?
Yes.
Okay, how does it feel and what exactly is your responsibilities now?
Okay, the feeling is actually still carrying on because it's still I'm still in the unfamiliar territory where people that used to call me Advocate now they say VP. Some of them they actually caught in between. They don't know whether to say Advocate or to say VP. But however, it's actually a good feeling. It's something that I've seen myself being before I was even selected in. because I believe that there's a really, really little, say, administrators in the world, for that matter, or even it's way more here in South Africa that exactly possesses what we have, and we're still in the sport. My responsibilities as a vice president, I always thought that, and I still remain thinking that it's gonna be to actually support the current president, which is Mr. Andile Mofu. He's got a wealth of experience, and that wealth of experience cannot actually be left unwanting. We need to actually absorb, and by all means to continue with the programs in which he will still be ushering us in for this period of 4 years. And also another thing is that we need to show the world that we are actually one of the best when it comes to boxing, and improve our grassroots boxing.
I mean, Africa's been doing it for more than 4,000 years. Hey, we should be right up there with the best. So you've got some exciting tournaments coming up. Okay, and we've got a poster of one of the tournaments, the upcoming tournament, and that's the Elite Open Boxing in Western Cape. You want to tell us exactly what that's about?
Yes, this is one of the tournaments that are actually dating back way long time ago. That was actually just before the unification of all the federations that were, you will remember in the past we had about 3. We had a federation that could only be participated with by white people, other federation would be only for colored people, and one for black people. But after 1991, so the negotiation talks indicated that we actually have to make one federation, and currently SANABO is actually also celebrating the anniversary, and Western Cape actually took kind of took the lead as well within the province to celebrate that. And this is one of the elite championships that it becomes actually the yardstick for selection to our national championships, and it's also one of the prestigious tournaments that we have currently for elites.
Okay, and we've got another photo here of people receiving trophies for seemingly the SANABO boxing tournament.
Yeah, right there, wearing the Western Cape, the old emblem of the Western Cape is actually Snetemba Blom. He actually beat one of the SANABO champions that were actually rated #1, but he actually proved again that he was actually a champion, and I think it's the testament of that is actually the colors he's wearing now.
You know, speaking about your elite tournaments and the selection process and stuff like that, the big fights are happening overseas. Hey, the big money fights. 2 years ago, the Pacquiao versus Mayweather fight, and they walked away with hundreds of millions of dollars each just from marketing and ticket sales. So players from our country, boxers from our country, what are the prospects for them to be invited to challenge some of those big names?
You see, I'm actually quite in the position right now to actually answer that question with honor. Our international organization, AIBA, as I said initially, actually within their programs, they saw that there's a need for them to actually focus on Africa. And luckily, they've launched a Year of Africa, which is 2017. And within this Year of Africa program, what they actually want to do is to actually see to it that Africa actually has a good administration in terms of education, as well as coaching, training and coaching. And that's going to leave a legacy where our boxers, upcoming boxers, actually have good skills to be able to say, let's say in 5 years' time or 6 years' time, they'll be able to actually participate internationally and be actually counted with amongst the great champions.
That's excellent. There's so much to look forward to in your sport.
Yes.
Hey, and you've got strong administration to lead you there. Where can people get more information if they wanna get involved, or even just start boxing for fitness, perhaps?
According to my knowledge, most of fitness clubs actually, you'll see they will have a punching bag, and they will actually provide what you call gloves. They will also have certain coaches. I'm sure most of the sport institutions, they do actually produce those kind of coaches. But we always advise people, if they really want to take
as
boxing as a sport, ensure that the coach that will teach you boxing is actually a qualified coach. We do have qualification levels from a local level, which is club level, provincial level, as well as national level, including international level.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And your Facebook presence, website?
Yes, our Facebook page, we actually have different pages for different purposes, but our official page is actually the Western Cape Open Boxing Organization. That is one side, and then nationally we also have SANABO. We can also get us on Twitter, but what we will do, we're also going to be sending communication to people. But SANABO, you can just type in hashtag SANABO then, or whatever that you need on Twitter, you'll be able to get us.
Okay, and they can find your administrators and clubs through
Yes.
there. All right, excellent. I wish we had more time. I would have loved to chat to you some more, but we'll see you again next time. The banger? I'm not scared. And you, well done, and good luck with all your future endeavors. Okay, well, that's it for today, folks, and thank you for joining us once again. Remember, you can catch the show every Friday at 9 p.m., repeated Saturday at 8 a.m. And if you're out there and you know somebody that's involved in sports, this is the show to watch. And whoever you are, there's a sport out there that's just perfect for you. We'll see you next time, and lekker speel.